We're live. Good morning, everyone. My name is Ivan, and this is another live stream by the Ambire team. 2 days ago, we did a live user interview on stream where a user previously unfamiliar with Ambire used it for the first time and shared their impressions. We loved how this one went, and we decided we should be doing more on-chain stuff live and help each other make sense of the Web3 landscape. So in this series that we're testing today, we will be picking apps, protocols, and ecosystems and navigate them live with Ambire Wallet while learning how they work, where the yield comes from, and what the best strategies are, sometimes directly from the devs like today. We're kicking off with Vaults, an app that lets you discover yields, deposit funds, and track positions in one place, at least what they say. Alesh, perhaps it's time to introduce our guests.
Hello. Today with us is Ryan from Vaults. We will discover Vaults, check it what it is, and exactly as Ivan mentioned, we will also test it live with Ambire. So hello, Ryan.
Hey guys, thank you very much for having me. Pleasure to be here.
Perfect. Let's kick it up by Ryan. How would you describe Vaults?
Yeah, vaults.fyi is a set of APIs for wallets, interfaces, and other product experiences to integrate DeFi natively into their product. So, a good example showing right here on the screen, if everyone can see that, is actually our own application. So this is app.vaults.fyi. It is an interface that we've built to really showcase our APIs, where you can go connect a wallet, such as the very wonderful Ambire wallet, and manage your position across today what is something like 60 plus DeFi protocols across 10 different blockchain networks. So this is everything from Aave, Compound, Morpho, Sky/Spark, and then a bunch more that are there on the screen. So we try to integrate all the best variable term yields and give users lots of different ways that they can earn on chain.
A sub-question here would be very curious about this one. Do we know, or do we have any estimates on what percentage of stables are actually utilized? I remember about half a year or a year ago, I think that Safe shared some stats on how many stables are just lying there in the wallet doing nothing. So do we have any estimates on like how many, what percentage of stables in DeFi is actually utilized?
I don't have a concrete figure, but just kind of doing some back of the envelope math of what USDC's market cap today, I want to say about 50 billion. Tether's market cap, maybe about 3 or 4 times that. And thinking about just the USDC opportunities within vaults today, it's probably in the range of like 10%, if not sub 10%. So very low in the grand scheme. And I think the reason for that is that if you look at the supply of stablecoins today, specifically with assets like Tether, they're generally not used within DeFi. So if you were to go through the main places where Tether supply sits, it's on different centralized exchange venues. It's between more commerce-focused type of use cases, people that are doing international trade, say between Latin America and China. And people that just aren't very aware that DeFi is even the type of thing that they can be doing with these assets. So I would just take the wager that the percentage of USDC that is active in DeFi is probably significantly higher than the percentage of Tether that is active in DeFi. And just as a result of USDC being much smaller, the total supply of stablecoins that is active is much smaller.
How do you predict this to change in the future?
Yeah, I think the biggest factor there, and also something that we're working towards, is integrating the capabilities of different DeFi protocols into wallets, neobanks, traditional kind of crypto wallets, as this very native and integrated product experience. So today, if you go to any wallet, most times the verb that the wallet will give you to do is like send, receive, and swap. All of these are very native, deeply integrated experiences into different crypto wallets. So the swap, generally speaking, is something that a wallet will never prompt you to go and do with Wallet Connect. They'll usually have some sort of swap module, maybe a 0x or Li-Fi API under the hood, kind of powering a swap experience. And that's also a place, of course, where the wallet can take a fee. We envision a future where earn is probably the next verb next to send, receive, and swap, where using our APIs, a wallet can integrate every Morpho opportunity, every Aave opportunity, really everything that you see on the page here, right into the wallet flow. So a user can just, if it's a 7702 enabled wallet or smart wallet, just one click, start earning immediately, withdraw whenever they like. And then through our APIs, also get all of the historical data, all of the portfolio tracking, really everything needed to make a proper investment decision.
Yeah, and it also helps in terms of security. Like if you have everything built in and many opportunities, then especially for new people, it makes sense to explore earn opportunities straight from the wallet instead of connecting to some apps and potentially landing on a malicious app. So it goes hand in hand with many opportunities, actually.
Precisely.
Curious, what is your competitive landscape? Because someone compared vaults to DeFi Llama, and I'm just curious, how do you guys are distinct from them?
Yeah, I think there's two big elements to that. One is DeFi Llama really is kind of an everything store for crypto data. We, on the other hand, are one kind of, I would say, narrowish category for DeFi data. It's a big category, but compared to the scale of DeFi Llama, kind of narrow, which is today we're very focused on single asset earn opportunities. So lending, staking, yield aggregator protocols like Yearn or Summerfi. But we don't do, for example, AMM data today. We don't focus on protocol fees. We don't focus on anything sort of this nature. Oh, I hope people are watching the live stream here. Let's hope there's no bugs. Great, great, perfect. Nice.
Going good?
Yeah, always good. Live demos are so scary. But yeah, so, as compared to DeFi Llama, we focus really on one category of data. And the other thing that we do a bit different than DeFi Llama, and this is the reason why a lot of people find us in the first place, is that, and I'll just make a caveat here. The next statement is said with the highest amount of respect for DeFi Llama. But because DeFi Llama covers everything, there can be gaps in specific areas of coverage. So there will be a lot of people, maybe a fund or portfolio manager, who really, really, really cares about having the most precise Aave or Morpho data. If they really dig in on their own, they'll probably find some inaccuracies in the DeFi Llama data. Sometimes that can just come from people submitting their own adapters or other sort of data reasons where DeFi Llama may be off in some of their calculations. In our case, we build our own in-house adapters for every single protocol that we integrate. And we also have built and essentially run our own indexer to actually fetch all of the historical share price from every protocol that we integrate. So we use RPC providers directly, gather all of this data, and then ultimately output something that's like a pre-built set of APIs that customers today, like a Gauntlet or someone, can just right out of the box start using and have access to the entire historical data set for all of the protocols that we support.
Yeah, one of the features that I really like is how detailed how detailed the position details are and information. And later we will see also details when, especially for somebody new, how you show idle assets, how you show potential revenue, and tracking all the historical APIs. So those are some of the things that I really liked when testing the app out.
Thank you. Yeah, and just for anyone who's watching, the link we're currently at is app.vaults.fyi/dashboard. And this is the piece of our product that we are working on the most right now to improve. It is probably the most incomplete set of our endpoints right now. And if you take a look, we actually recently just hid one type of data that we were showing here, which was total returns. So for a while, next to your position value, you would see total returns, which is actually how much you've earned to date while you've been in each respective vault here. We're having some bugs with that, so we're working on fixing that. But once we reintroduce that, that will actually be a very kind of new and novel endpoint that we think a lot of partners are excited about.
Cool. I was gonna ask, Alex, do you have any other question before I?
Yeah, I have another one. So when a user uses vaults to access and see all the protocols and stuff, are there any underlying risks? For example, when you interact directly on vaults, or if you go, for example, to directly to Aave. So how does that exactly work?
Yes, great question. So we today do not introduce any additional risks in between the users and the underlying protocols. What that means is that when you go connect your wallet to vaults and go to deposit into, say, Aave, the transaction simulation that you'll get back is going to be identical to the transaction simulation that you would get back from Aave's website. All we're doing is passing back and forth call data for deposits, withdrawals, reward claims, all of the functions that you'd otherwise find through Aave. And that's a very conscious decision we've made. We don't think there's any value to users, for inserting additional smart contracts in between the users and the underlying protocols. Generally speaking, the only reason you will see third parties do that is that they want to be able to charge some kind of fee. We don't charge any kind of fees today through our site, but we do, or we are beginning to enable some of our partners who integrate our APIs to be able to charge fees. And we've taken the bet that actually the best way to do that is not by wrapping different LP shares, taking a fee, breaking operability, all of that bad stuff, but instead by batching in fees through account abstraction, 7702, and all these other sort of novelties or innovations that are coming to market through Ethereum. So that's kind of the bet we've taken to date.
Tell me more about. Sorry, please.
Sorry. Okay. Yeah, that was a part of next questions. How do you think in terms of fees? But you already nicely answered it.
Yeah, but I'll also mention, actually, just on that, if people are kind of curious how we make money today, we have a actually fairly traditional B2B SaaS type of model. So if you go to our docs, docs.vaults.fyi, you can see there actually all of the different endpoints that we have available. The three major categories of endpoints that we have today are market data. So this is historical data, historical APY, utilization percentages. Yep, right there. Yep, perfect. Yeah, so we have all of these. Actually, if you go to introduction on the, oh, perfect. Yeah, that works too, though. Yeah, you can see all of the different historical endpoints that we have. Our second big category of data are our transactional endpoints. So as I mentioned, this is just integrating the call data for all the different protocols that we support. So if you want to give your users, one-click DeFi deposits through Ambire, you can integrate these APIs, and that will be very easy to do. And then the third category are our return endpoints. So these are really portfolio tracking, and we're still building those out, but they still work great today.
Nice. I was curious to ask you about what is your take on AI agents, and especially AI agents in portfolio optimization and strategies and stuff like this.
I think they're very exciting. We actually have the first team that's building an AI agent powered by our APIs. Let me see what their URL is. If you guys want to look them up on Twitter, their handle is Blueprint AIX. I'll drop that. See, I can drop that in the chat here. But they are using actually the entirety of our endpoints, so market data, transactions, and portfolio tracking as well. And we're very excited by AI agents. I think there's still a lot to be proven out. And I also think there's a lot of trust still to be developed. I personally am still a little freaked out by the idea of sort of giving an autonomous or semi-autonomous program the ability to rebalance my money, but it kind of feels inevitable that that's the direction we're going. And I think what's most interesting is to think about what that means for protocols like Yearn and some of these, aggregator products today, right? Do they try to figure out how to integrate some of this into their product stack as well. Do these things wind up competing really head to head? I'm very curious to see what some of the form factor of crypto looks like there in the future.
Amazing.
So I think the TLDR would be early, but excited.
How do you see the vaults endgame? What would you like to become in the future?
I think our very ambitious endgame is that we want the majority of earn, and I'll give you a little teaser here. We're starting to work on integrating borrow endpoints as well. But we want the majority of earn, borrow, and DeFi transactions to flow through our APIs in some way, shape, or form. And I kind of paint it this way. We really are an API first company. That's the heart of everything that we do. We're so excited when other people build other product experiences on top of our APIs. That's what I spend the majority of my time working on, those sorts of partnerships, sales, all that type of stuff. And then we obviously have our own front ends as well. We have vaults.fyi. We're working on different mini apps for all of these sort of mini app platforms that are launching within wallets. And yeah, we want the majority of on-chain earn to flow through our APIs in some way, shape, or form.
Nice.
Cool. And also a great mention, I think that Vaults was one of the first apps to support transaction batching and paying us with something that is not a native token. I can clearly remember that I think that my first batching transaction with an app was Vaults some 6 months ago, probably, back then with smart accounts, but now it also works with EOAs as well. So amazing job on that.
Yes, I get no credit for that one. That one all goes to our product and engineering team. But yeah, we've had 5792 or 5972. I always forget the specific number, but the ability to recognize wallets capabilities for things like batching. We've had that integrated since like December, or actually I think when we first launched app.vaults.fyi in January, we had that live. So that's been a feature we've been really excited about. And generally speaking, we try to stay on top of the newest developments in Ethereum to work all of that into our products.
Amazing. Okay, we might proceed to do like a little demo. By the way, if someone watching wants to ask anything Ryan or the Ambire team, feel free to drop a comment under the live streams on X and YouTube. I see one question that is, will there be another network coming live in Ambire like Stack, Solana, or BTC? One day, yes, why not? However, today you can have almost any EVM network on Ambire. You can add them yourselves. Okay, cool. Let me share my screen. By the way, in our team, Alesh is the Vaults Maxi. I admit that I have barely used it. I mean, let me see. I clicked a little here and there, but I'm fairly new to the app. So you two guys, hopefully you'll be helping me make sense of it. I will add my wallet. Let me see if this is the right wallet. All right. Oh, nice. You have the Coinbase Smart embedded wallet as well, but I'll be using Ambire for this one.
Naturally.
Surprisingly. Yeah. All right.
I was going to say, hopefully we actually don't have to give much help. Hopefully it's very clear to you. So this also for me acts as a product walkthrough with the customer. So that's it.
First thing I love about the app is that I see my portfolio and I see how much of my finance is idle, which is starting to build up a FOMO. I have too much of idle assets. I should probably make something with it. All right. I want to first see my portfolio, how it looks, and then we'll see some what can I do with it. All right, I see my, oh nice, I see my active positions. This is like stuff that I have on protocols, right?
Yep.
I have on Rocket, on Fluid, on Aave. These are, by the way, some questionable protocol allocations, but I'm keeping them more to like test and have some protocols in my portfolio. So this is like a projected return, right?
Yes.
All right, nice. And then I see
these are good protocols. I mean, I might rebalance Fluid Wheat because the APY is a bit low, but good protocols.
You might rebalance it. Let's try. Can I do it through the app?
Of course. Yeah.
All right. Let's do it. So I can see the position details here.
You've been sitting in there for a while.
Yeah. Okay. What is this percentage of holders? Holders of what?
Holders
of on Fluid.
Of Fluid Wheat, yeah.
Nice. Okay. So shall I first withdraw it? Probably.
Definitely.
Okay. Let's see. I'll withdraw. Do you see the Ambire transaction signing screen?
Yes, we do.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Okay.
Just for anyone listening, you can see the exact correct transaction simulation here.
Yep. So, we'll see how much I'll pay using USDC. All right. Okay. Nice.
Perfect. Withdraw successful, and now it's going to send you right back to the dashboard. You can see the
nice.
Idle assets and portfolio just incremented as well.
So let's try and put these funds to better API. We'll be still using Fluid, or shall I go to Discover and pick something else?
Let's go Discover. Let's go around.
All right, let's go to Discover. So these are currently all the protocols and vaults and all the opportunities, right?
Correct.
I will probably, because we withdrew ETH, I'll probably filter them by ETH yields.
Makes sense.
Nice. So far, so good.
And I think
I was.
Please. I was going to say, you can actually see on the Lido position that little green dot next to the name. So you have a position there.
Means that I have.
But yeah.
Cool. I'll probably try and see order them by. Oops. Yeah. Okay. So I was earning 0.67 or something like that on Fluid. So I'm trying to put my ETH something more.
That looks pretty good right there. Swell.
Which one? The swell. 5.86. All right. I see the holders. There are a lot of people, much more people, much more accounts holding this position than the Fluid one. Okay. It's
solid
probably
TVL too, 91 million.
Oh yeah, TVL is also nice. All right. Well, why not? Let's try it. I don't remember how much I had. Probably won't. No, well, why not? I'll put my I'll put 25%. Yeah, should be fine. All right, let's try supply it. Okay. By the way.
Nice.
Oh, okay, nice. Okay, I already love it because this kind of, for sure, it already saves me time from going directly to the protocol, making sense of another UI and everything. So having everything in one place is nice. Yeah, okay. My idle assets are way fewer now. I don't yet see the protocol here. No, I already see it now. Nice. Works like charm.
Yeah, and actually, if you go to the settings in the top right corner, you can toggle those APYs by 1 day, 7 day, 30 day, and also turn on or off token incentives if you prefer.
Oh, nice. Let me try 30 days. Nice. By the way, change the mode to light as well, so that perhaps it's better for people who are watching now and later on the recording. Your light mode is very nice as well. Okay, what about this swap and bridge?
Yeah, so this is,
What is the idea here?
This is the one part of the product that's not really ours. So this is just, we've integrated the Li-Fi swap and bridge widget in here. This is something that needs work today. I mean, this is functional. It works. You know, if you want to swap from ETH on, you know, base to mainnet or whatever, it works. We want to integrate the swapping and bridging as a part of the deposit experience. So for example, if you were to go back to the dashboard and, oh, yeah, great. So yeah, as you can see, it's just integrating the Li-Fi widget and then, you know, send out orders to all these different places.
Yeah, see the different routes.
Yep.
Everything. Well, give it a shot. I mean, I like how detailed it is. Okay.
Great.
I'm obviously ETH maximizing.
Of course.
Yeah. Nice.
Actually, maybe it would be super cool if the swap was somewhere near the positions. Is this what you wanted to say, Ryan? To have it like exactly there when you need a particular token, you do not need to go to swap and bridge. You just do it in the position.
Yeah.
And then...
Exactly. I mean, so if, you know, actually a good place to do is if you go right there where you are and filter by tokens up top.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You can see there that we group things into ETH, USD, etc. The vision that I would like is that anything that's in that USD category should basically be treated as like for like. So for example, if you had only DOLA from Inverse in your wallet and you wanted to deposit into a Tether opportunity on a different chain, you should be able to, like, from the user perspective, feel like you're depositing DOLA, but then all of the swapping and bridging happens behind the scenes.
This would be amazing.
Yeah, we're not there yet, but that is the product experience that we want to be able to offer.
Yeah, if you
actually, I mean, even today, it's you know, if you have ETH versus WETH versus staked ETH versus WE ETH versus blah 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 blah, those are all treated, or CB ETH, those are all treated as separate in our product experience today, and that, you know, shouldn't be the case. Like they should just all be ETH and ETH derivatives, and the swapping and bridging happens behind the scenes.
Okay, cool.
Can we try to deposit some stable to see the exact approval and then the deposit transaction in one go?
Of course.
Let's do it.
What do you have in your wallet? What kind of stable do you have?
Let me filter by stables first. Or we want to. Will we start by first finding a protocol or what?
I think it would be easy to see what do you have in your wallet today.
Okay, let's see. Let's see what do I have in my wallet, or we want to see it in on the dashboard. Yeah, perhaps. Okay, so
if you click on USDC, what chain is that on today?
Yeah.
Oh, great. Okay, cool.
Oh, nicely abstracted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
That's the vision we're getting to, right? Even just like that's the first step. Just USDC and the chain doesn't matter. We don't have that integrated into the product today. But yeah, let's go back to Discover now. So you've got USDC on base.
I have also USDT and DAI as well, but this is...
Okay, cool. Let's go with USDC on base. They tend to have good DeFi there.
Let's go to Discover. We'll filter by tokens. Shall I? No, only by USD. Or I should probably buy USDC. Nah, should.
Yeah, all right.
USDC buys. Okay,
yeah,
let me first.
Unclick, yeah, exactly. Unclick up top. Exactly.
Unclick and USDC base. Okay.
Yep, I do actually native USDC because this is before they had native USDC there.
Oh, now we go.
Yep, just normal USDC. And then by network, right to the left, you can filter by base.
Yeah, we really need some chain abstraction.
I know.
Okay.
Cool. I
A lot
think in
of
this
options.
case, let's filter by TVL. Yeah, so go right there. Sorry. Let's see. Let's hide TVL. Spark. How about by APY? What's good for APY right now?
Let's see by APY. Waiting. This might be on my end, by the way.
Oh, thank you for that.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah, these harvest APYs have been killing it. These are great.
48.
But when I see holders, I'm skeptical on those.
Interesting. Yeah, that's why we put that metric in there. It's a good proxy of things. We're actually going to be rolling kind of our risk scores next week. That will be a new feature we start showing on the UI, but we can talk about that later.
Perhaps, by the way, here, if I could see the how old the pool is, something like that, that would be nice, because I could, cross two data points. Like if there's 69 holders and this is like few days old, then it's fine. It's just a really new pool, and then the FOMO is gonna be real, because I'm like, okay, this is a nice opportunity, and there's not many people who have already discovered it. It's nice. But if this is old and there are only 69 holders, it's probably not that good.
That's a great point. And actually, like right above the Gauntlet USD Alpha, that one did just launch, I think, on Monday or Tuesday, right? It's got 49 holders, but brand new. But maybe for the purpose of this one, let's maybe check out like Universal USDC right below there for Morpho. That's probably
this one on Morpho. Okay.
Right below on Euler as well, Euler-based USDC. That could be a good one.
I was gonna ask what these stars are.
Yeah.
So there's base APY and rewards. This means that there's some rewards that are native to the Morpho app, probably something like that.
Yeah, if we click in, we'd actually see if it's Morpho token incentives or something different. I'm not sure in this case.
Or probably on supply.
Yep.
Yeah.
Great. Yep. So you can see they've actually got 2 reward tokens there, which is interesting.
Okay.
Can I interrupt for a second? I love the section of where does the yield come from.
Yes.
Ah, nice. Morpho get deposit. Yep. I like it as well. How do you get this one? I mean, for all protocols, do you kind of edit it? Is it like something?
Right now we edit these for protocols, and so it's just going to be the same for each Morpho strategy. What we could do in the future is once we do start integrating more borrow and collateral data, we can actually start showing what the backing is for each of these Morpho and Euler vaults, like these more modular protocols where that really does matter for some of the risk and stuff. But yeah, so this could be a good protocol to deposit into.
Why not? I just want to see what else data is there, like current TVL. Yeah, and what is this? This is like addresses of some holders.
Yep, exactly.
So you can further see and inspect those. Okay, this opens base. Nice. So far, so good. Okay, let's try some supply.
There you go.
All right. And here, that's amazing. We're going to do exactly what we were discussing earlier. We're going to grant approval and deposit in one transaction. Let's give it a go. Okay, we're in.
Woo!
Yep.
Nice.
We supplied 32 USDC. Okay, cool. And now I see it here. Damn, that's amazing. I like it. Okay.
Yep. So still a lot of stuff to build, but like I like to tell people, I mean, I think the product provides a lot of value to people who use it today already. Even just aggregating all of this into one place, so that if you want to go from Morpho to Aave to Euler, here's one site just to do all of that.
Sounds good. And this thing in the lower right corner, it kind of looks like an ad. Like banners. What is this one?
Now that you mention that it does, it's not an ad. It's actually using our personalized endpoints. So I think in our docs, we call them contextual insights, where through our API, we're just taking your wallet address, passing it through here, and then based on the assets that you hold, showing you different ways that you can earn on those with our best deposit option endpoints.
Okay, so far so good.
Yeah, we actually first did that with Etherscan. If you go to Etherscan today and just type in your same ENS, they have a tab on there called Cards, and it uses the same best deposit options endpoint.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. I will stop sharing for a little. I just want to see if there are any other questions.
Oh, yeah.
Just some comments. No questions so far. All right. Is there something else that I can do right now?
Yeah, something else that might be cool.
Just let me open the. Okay, the tab. Yep.
So, app.vaults.fyi is something we released back in January. But actually before this, our original site is now called analytics.vaults.fyi.
Let me see it.
Yep, analytics.vaults.fyi. And if you go to the chart explorer up top.
This one?
Yep. You can actually type in here any of the, let's just pick maybe whatever you want.
This was the first thing that came to my mind.
Cool. Give it a second to populate. And you can now, you can change the time range. You can change the average APY, take in or out rewards, and actually see the historical APY and TVL over time of this product. Yep.
Nice. Love
and then let's just pick another one or two things, for example, so we can compare probably other ETH assets. But let's say like Lido, for example.
Let's see the classic one.
And maybe like Aave WETH or something like that.
Great. Okay. Oh, and it stacks them on top of each other. All right. On the same. Nice. Love it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Nice. So now you can actually compare the APYs of these over time. And if you hover over the APY chart, yep, there you go. Yeah. So you can see, obviously, Harvest looks very small compared to Lido and Aave here, but still giving you this insight.
Yeah, but it's giving like a... But it's giving a better APY. Yeah.
Yes.
I can totally see how we could use this in the mobile wallet.
Yeah, we'd love you guys to start using these.
Okay. Love it as well.
Yep, and this is our latest site. So this is just analytics. You can't connect a wallet, can't deposit through here.
Yeah, but here, how do you like? What are the protocols that are put here? How are they ranked, or how did they find their place on the homepage?
Right now, it's just sorted by APY, so you can see.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, this crazy barrel one there. Yeah.
Sheesh. This one is. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I guess there's a lot of interest in borrowing Bera.
Where does the yield come from? That's nice.
That's very nice.
Love it.
Yeah.
All right. So far, so good.
Yeah, that's us in a nutshell. If you go back to the homepage here. Then click on Show Filters to expand some more.
Yeah.
And then you can click on the protocol list and see everything that we support. So.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. So lots there.
Yeah. Nice. So you put most, if not everything, DeFi here.
Yeah, we've got very good coverage of the EVM.
Yep, like it. Mentioning EVM, are you planning on expanding to other chains as well?
Yeah, so today we've got 10 networks integrated. We're going to add Ink from Kraken very shortly, maybe like the Hyper EVM from Hyperliquid following that. And then in terms of outside of the EVM, pretty TBD at the moment. And we do get a good amount of requests for Solana. We started to get at least 1 or 2 requests for Sui. And outside of that, I would say not a ton yet, but we do want to have very complete coverage. So it's just a matter of kind of prioritizing. And as I was mentioning, I think actually the next big sort of new data category that we're going to undertake is actually borrow data as well. So, right now we're just comparing the lend side of the equation, but obviously the borrow rates are different for these. So we're going to start integrating both borrow data and then endpoints for wallets or other experiences that want to integrate borrow functionality as well.
Amazing.
Yeah.
All right. There's a comment on X. The UI looks really clean and smooth. I dabble that. I also love it. I like that I like about it that it's like super simple and everything's straightforward, except for the few lags, though, which I could be coming from Ivan. Yeah, they're definitely coming from me. I think the lags were perhaps from my internet connection, but because before that it was okay.
Yep, cool. And we're always making performance improvements as well. So some of those could be at least partially us.
Okay, Ryan, this was amazing. I think that we covered most of it. No crashes on either Vaults or Ambire's side. So this one was amazing for both of us. Yeah, perhaps some time for a few last words from you guys.
Yeah, for anyone who's watching or listening, please check out the app at app.vaults.fyi. My DMs on X are open. The vaults.fyi DMs on X are open. Let us know if you have questions, requests, anything like that. And if you are building anything that needs DeFi data, DeFi transactions, portfolio tracking endpoints, let us know. And you can always learn more in our docs at docs.vaults.fyi.
All right. Alesh, do you have any last words?
No. I think that we cover most of the stuff, and live stream testing is always the best one.
Yeah, my last words is that there's ETHCC in Cannes next week, so I'm heading up to there. This is like the exclusive Ambire wallet swag for Cannes. So if you find the Ambire team next week in Cannes, hit us up and you might get some. This is like a super nice beach towel. You'll need it for the French Riviera. So yeah, come and hit us up.
For a second, I thought that was Louis Vuitton. So what a test!
Yeah, that's the whole point. But it's like Ambire wallets. All right.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. Thank you everyone for watching today. Thank you, Ryan, for joining. And yeah, I really hope that this turns into like something that we do regularly with apps, protocols, and everything, and grow the ecosystem together, one live stream at a time. And yeah, thank you guys. Have a good one.
Thank you. See you around.
Bye.